Hello, David Moore, IRA Advantage. Happy holidays to everyone. Merry Christmas. We're going to address two different questions today. And the first one is, what is a self-directed IRA for real estate? And you've probably, if you've seen our videos, prior videos, we covered what's a self-directed IRA. And as we've discussed in that segment, it's not a legally defined term. It's just a term that describes an account that allows somebody to buy what they want to buy. And the self-directed world probably looks at self-directed, the definition a little bit different than the Wall Street world. Wall Street world treats it as an account that's going to allow you to buy something off the menu of Wall Street options, where a truly self-directed IRA is going to be something that lets you invest in anything the law allows, which with an IRA could be anything other than stock in a subchapter S, life insurance contracts, or collectibles. So it's really wide open. If it's not specifically prohibited, it's therefore allowed. And most of the people come to us because they're interested in buying real estate or making loans, buying notes, doing some business startup stuff. So those things typically are not going to be a hindrance to what our people want to do. But if we look at what a self-directed IRA for real estate is, a lot of times if we're looking at IRAs or self-directed IRAs, we're looking in two different directions. A basic self-directed IRA would merely be a transfer into a custodial account with a self-directed custodian, and to make an investment, you submit the investment to the custodian. Upon their approval, they'll make the investment, which works very well for passive investments, things that are not going to be time sensitive, because once again, the custodian has to approve the investment prior to the investment being made. Imagine if you were going to buy a piece of real estate and manage that asset. How would you, let's say, pay that plumber on that wonderful Christmas Eve pipe break? So when we're looking at real estate, we're typically going to create what we call a checkbook IRA or an IRA LLC. So our second question today is, can a self-directed IRA invest in an LLC? Well, every checkbook IRA is an investment in a limited liability company. So what happens with a checkbook IRA, we're going to create that basic custodial account, and then we're going to really insert a limited liability company between the custodian and the ultimate investment. So we create an IRA-specific operating agreement. It has to be an IRA-specific operating agreement. The custodians will not make an investment into just a generic operating agreement. So you need to make sure you've got somebody doing that understands what is required, understands the custodial's requirements. And also, you got to understand each custodian is going to have different requirements when it comes to that IRA LLC and what they're going to want to see to keep that thing in compliance. So yes, certainly you can invest in a limited liability company, and 9 times out of 10, if we're talking about real estate, that's what's going to happen. So once again, we're going to move money from the one custodian that won't allow the investment into a new custodial account. We create that IRA-specific operating agreement, the LLC's articles, federal tax ID number, direct the investment into that limited liability company, which funds the bank account. The member of the LLC is going to be the trust company for benefit of a taxpayer's IRA. The manager of the LLC typically is going to be the taxpayer, and as manager of the LLC, they've got the power of the pen. So they're just going to go out to buy a piece of property, write a check to do it, write a check for the earnest money, the purchase sale agreements between the seller and that IRA LLC, and it works beautifully. So management is taken care of. And at the time of sale, once again, you'll just have a listing agreement between the limited liability company and the broker, and at the time of close, the funds go back in the limited liability company's checking account. I hope that's helped. Once again, David Moore, IRA Advantage, IRAadvantage.net. Thank you. Look forward to working with you.